let's see here. Hello, my Stampin' friends. It's Julia Mazur, and so sorry for my technical difficulties. I think we're streaming in the right spot. Pardon me for the problems here. Let's see. This is not the one that I wanted. I don't think anyone's on here yet, so I'll let some people come back on. This is my Sale-Bration kickoff here, and I just had some technical difficulties because it didn't want to be streaming horizontally, and that's what we want. So I'm gonna click on here and make sure we're in the perfect. This is great. Okay, back to business here. Welcome. It's Saturday morning at 10 a.m. on Saturday, January 11th. Let me get some more light here. And it is Sale-a-Bration time, and thank you for joining me. If you want to drop a little note, let me know you're watching either live or on the replay. That'd be great. If you have any questions, happy to answer any of the questions. So I'm Julia Mazur. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator. You can find me on social media at Simply She Stamps. I do have this YouTube channel. I also have a Facebook page under the same handle, if you will. And I'm so excited about Sale-a-Bration 2025. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to go page by page, and I do have a sample for each product here. I have actually more than one sample for some of them, and we're going to do some stamping. If you got a party pack, then you will be stamping along with us for a couple projects. But let's get started. So documenting the day here looks like it's only for scrapbooking because we have some really big fonts, but it's not. You can do some great things. I made a card. This is a card I designed for a shoebox swap that me and some local demonstrators do every month. We get together. It's a nice group of ladies, and I stamped the day and cut out each letter, and I made a card. And what was so great about this was that I found a gift bag in Pool Party. It's pretty close to Pool Party. So I have a coordinating gift bag, and again, this large font stamp set works great on gift bags. And this is a suite. This paper comes from the Wildflower birthday suite. Let me pull that out real quick because this is my favorite suite from the January through April mini catalog. And with Sale-a-Bration, you know, you're getting free products with a qualifying order. In this case this year, it is $60 for level 1, or let me turn these, sorry, playing with my lights, or level 2 is $120. Okay, I think we got good light going on here. But I have a free class. If you purchase this suite for $73.25, you get a Sale-a-Bration item and you get a free class. It's local in Wakanda. You can find out more information on my website at jmazur.stampinup.net. So here are our samples for documenting the day. I love this gold ribbon. It's so meshy and beautiful, and it actually ties really nice. Okay, so that's documenting the day. I do love that one. I am a scrapbooker. I didn't get a scrapbook page done yet, but I think I might have to case this one. All right, next up we have Rainbow Celebration. This is a card kit, and if you got a party pack, you actually have one to go along. I think, yep, I'm going to show you how easy this is to put together. I separated these. I have my samples made. It comes in a little bag here, and you have color directions. Let's see, where are my cards? It comes with the dimensionals, which I already have on my card, but they're so cute. Hooray, let's celebrate, cheers, happy birthday, and they're just fun because they're die cut, so they're just kind of different size cards there. And let me show you how easy it is to put together. Okay, this is not the one. It must be closer in the pack. You know, it's a little bit of chaos here in the stamp room, I'm not gonna lie, and it's probably just gonna get worse as we go on here. Okay, so we got this cute envelope. It tells you where to put the dimensionals, so I already did that on here, so that's what's so great. It's not necessary for those of you that are stamping along with me with your party pack, but I'm going to start with the rainbow, and let me just show you how quick it is to do this kit. If you are not that much of a stamper or you're just getting started, our kits are a great way to get started. All right, I'm going to put the rainbow down, and then I'm going to put my clouds down. And then I'm going to put my, which one am I doing? Let's see here. We have, yay! I'm going to put that right there, and it's your day. See how quick these came together? So, you know, you don't actually have to stamp to get the benefits of crafting. Just working with your hand really helps with our mind-body connection. So if you just need something quick and no thought, these kits are a great thing. So what do you think about this card kit? Is this a go-to? Would you choose this as your Sale-a-Bration item? And I don't know if anyone is on, you know, if you're watching, let's see. Anybody watching? I finally figured out the live chat. Okay, let me know how you're liking the card kit here. Okay, moving on to the fruit salad. And one of my customers, Judy, she has been with me a long time. She knows how much I love the fruit. And I actually really do love this designer series paper because it's nice and bright. You can see that I've cut it up. Some great colors. I love how, like the oranges, you have the big inside, and then you have smaller, the outside normal oranges. So that's just kind of fun. And this is great for card making and scrapbooking. I love, wait till you see my projects with these. I just love how it's the whole inside and the whole outside and not just the actual fruit. Love the pears. This reminds me of a stamp set we had, oh my gosh, so many years ago, kind of retro looking. Love this beautiful yellow. Here's our apples. Love the apples and the bananas. How fun. And the pomegranates. So we got some nice subtle papers on the back side, on the B side we call them. So this is the fruit salad. This is a level 1. And let me show you some samples I have. Actually, we're going to do a make and take, one of the make and takes. This is another card that we had for our little shoebox. And if you got the party pack, you have the supplies to make this card. So we'll make this card in just a minute. But let me show you what else. I got this sample. Love this. I'm going to put the Coastal Cabana with the greens, the soft sea foam and the pecan. And these little pearls are part of the Otter Suite, which is an online exclusive. And I thought they went nicely there. This stamp set that we're using is With You in Mind. And it's right here. It is one of the $1 Million Sellers, Julie Davison. She got to design this With You in Mind stamp set. So that's where this thank you comes from. Let's see what else we got. We have a nice little gift here. This is one of our clear cello envelopes. And I'm going to open this up. I made a cute little kind of a box, a faux box, and I wanted to put it in a cello bag, and this our envelope worked perfectly. I'm going to set that aside, and then this just pulls out. So use some of the designer series paper, use that thank you from With You in Mind and our oval punch, and our great twine here. This has Garden Green. This is Natural Tones linen thread. That's available on the online store. And then, you know, the Burt's Bees has the watermelon flavored lip balm. So I had to make a cute little container for that. And let's see, Throw that over there. The pomegranate lip balm. I just stapled the top of this one. And this is peach, but you know, it goes with the peach pie. It's not melon, but aren't these cute little giftables? They're so fun. Maybe I'll do a live with showing these. I did not set aside some paper to show you how to make these, but it was really quick. I took a piece of designer series paper, scored it 4 times, and then wrapped it around. It's the little boxes I typically make, but just no lid on the top. Okay, so let's get started with our make and take if you are stamping along. I have it set up right here. There we go. You're just going to have to use a stamp that you have. I have some of this daffodil ribbon. This is in the January through April designer series. Oh my gosh. January through April mini catalog. You know, if Tracy's watching, I thought of you this morning because about a half hour ago, I had things come tumbling down in my craft room. So it made me a little discombobulated here. See, and I don't even have the green piece. We're just going to use the yellow for top and bottom. Okay, so you should have a yellow piece and a green piece and a middle piece. I'm using both yellows. But I mentioned Tracy, she's a friend of mine that's also a demonstrator on my team, and she did a little video earlier this week, and she had things come tumbling down right when she was getting ready to go live, and it just kind of throws you for a loop. Luckily, it wasn't my projects, but it's still kind of, you know, shakes you up and gets you all frazzled. Okay, so I'm going to put this guy in the middle first because I'm not quite sure. I cut this paper a while back, and then it seemed like I didn't cut the other pieces quite the right size, so we're going to go in the middle. I usually start at the end, but we're going to go in the middle. And put that one down. And put this one down. That one's going to go flush. And then I do have my Granny Apple Green. This Granny Apple Green is a great color for spring. You know, it's winter here in Chicagoland, and I think starting in January after the holidays, some of us who aren't winter sports people just kind of count down the days until spring is here. So I've just used my Stampin' Seal to put that flush. I took this ribbon, and I have my modern oval, and I'm taking a piece of tear and tape, and I am going to put the ribbon behind and just kind of go back and forth to kind of make a bow. And you can do that a couple times. And then I'm just going to put the dimensionals on and put that right there. And you can leave the ribbon long if you want, or you can trim it down to your card. You'll notice I have some sparkles on here, and I did put them aside, but of course, you know, where are they now? There they are. Okay, these are iridescent adhesive back discs, and they were in the mini catalog. Oh my gosh, I think in the winter, the September through December one a while back. But we have red that can go on our cherries. So you never know what embellishments you already have that would go so well with something new. Okay, so see, we have the greens here. So this is our fruit salad, and I think this With You in Mind stamp set is a great pairing to go with the papers, because you do have to make a purchase. So what are you going to purchase? Stamp set, ink, cardstock. Okay, so that's a great pairing. All right, what do you think about that card? I don't see anybody, I don't see the chat. So I apologize if you're asking any questions or anything, and I'll have to go back. All right, so moving on, because we don't want to be on here for hours. Okay, next up we have the Friendly Seagulls. And I have a few samples for that. Again, this one was from my friend Kathy Cogswell, and we made this at our shoebox swap. That's where we all design a card and then bring all the supplies to make it. And I love French fries. I will be making another card with the French fries with this one. This one was a card idea that I got from a demonstrator, Lisa Carter, on the Demonstrator Planning Place. What's really nice is that we have a group that if you're a demonstrator, you can go on there and people share and you get ideas. And I do have some tips with this. I used Lost Lagoon and the postage dies. I love the postage dies. I think they are a must-have in your repertoire. And I use here's the stamp set. I use the new embossing folder from the mini catalog. It's the Soft Waves. It is part of the, what's it called? Friends of the Ocean, I think. Yes, Friends of the Ocean on page 30. There's an embossing folder, and I think it's going to work great with our Friendly Seagulls. So what I did was I ran it through. I took this piece, I stamped, let's go like this. I stamped the seagulls, the little seagulls in the distance, on a piece of Pool Party. I ran it through the embossing folder, and then I took my bone folder and I kind of burnished the top. I wanted to differentiate between the sky and the ocean. So that's what I did. I did it from the back, from the front, and then you may notice that I added some sparkle on the sky. So I took some Wink of Stella and I used those lines as a guide, kind of like, you know, sun rays. That was what I was thinking. Okay, and that's how I made that background for our cute little seagull there that says, "Hey friend." Now, did you know, I think it's February, the first week in February one day, there is a send a card to a friend day. So I think I might have to send this card to someone. And then I got, hey, good looking. Again, pairing, because this is free. So what do you need to buy to get that for free? Well, this one I use the saying hey. This is in the annual catalog. So we have the hey, good looking. Here's our little seagull. And this beautiful paper is gorgeous. This is new from January 7th. And it is the Everyday Skies 6x6, and it's just gorgeous. It's sunsets, sunrise or sunset. So, you know, it is just absolutely gorgeous. I feel like every time I take a picture of a sunrise or a sunset, my, camera does not do the colors justice. But this artist definitely did justice to these beautiful colors. And we got some stars and plain kind of backside sparkles, I should say, or just canvas. So it's like that painted look. So there was an artist in Stampin' Up! That painted these and they made it into designer series paper. It's just absolutely gorgeous. There's a whole suite that goes with this. I don't have any of those. They're like arches and stuff. I just absolutely fell in love with the paper, and I think it works really great with the Friendly Seagulls. And I just stamped right on there the hey, and then the good looking on a piece of balmy blue. Now the linen thread is one of my must-haves. If you don't have linen thread in your repertoire, you definitely need it, and it definitely goes well with the seagulls. All right, so how are you feeling about the seagulls? Are we liking the seagulls? We usually have a cutesy stamp set. I gotta move down here. On my Facebook Lives, I feel like I got it angled right, so I didn't angle my phone. So let's move everything down. There are my 3 samples. Okay, we're going to move on to the next item in the Sale-Bration brochure, and it is an embossing folder. It is the Starstruck embossing folder, and it looks like flowers from afar, and kind of there is a close-up in the brochure, but right here, can you see that there's stars? I have 2 samples with these. I have a happy birthday card, again, with you in mind, I did some embossing. I embossed the whole cupcake, and then I stamped and cut out these little ones. And so I just have a touch of the Starstruck embossing folder at the top. And then this cute little guy, happy birthday, now back to me. And we have a background in fresh freesia with the embossing folder. Okay. You know what, I'm just gonna do a little refresh here and see if anyone's chatting, because I want to hear, like, how do you like this embossing folder in this cute little pug? Sorry, I'm just looking at my computer. Okay. Maybe people are watching, you know, in public, and so we don't have much chatter going on, but that's okay. Okay, so this little guy comes from One More Year. This is a new one from the January through April mini catalog. And again, this is a great pairing because this is Starstruck embossing folder, I think, would go great with all of these images. Got some little sparkles there. And then these little sparkles and this paper come from the beautiful bouquet, I think I always mispronounce that, designer series paper. It is from the mini catalog, and the itty bitty bouquet, I think it's bouquet. It is, and maybe, you know, someone can correct me and let me know how to pronounce it. It is from this suite. It's like the butterfly suite. So this beautiful paper, nice soft subtles, so you can just use it as a background, and the fun little sparkles. So I added those to my card with just a little bit of our liquid glue. So you got some sequins and some pearls there, a few different sizes, and I colored them with Berry Burst, Crumb Cake, and Bubble Bath, which I think would be great with the wine as well. So again, pairings, you pair this with some blends and you get the embossing folder for free. Okay, we're gonna move on to our next one, which is Day to Celebrate. And maybe you follow me on Facebook and you saw my live, my Tuesday Lunch and Learn live. I did a little casing of the catalog and I made this little box and then I made some note cards. So this card obviously was inspired by this little box. And then I just used all the colors that I had on my desk to make the note cards. I love our note cards. They're just, you know, very quick and easy. All you need is stamps, ink, and paper, and you can make some great note cards. Now I used some sparkle. Our 2024-2026 Shimmer Gems. They're in color shimmer gems. They are in the annual catalog, so this is good to add to your list to get this Day to Celebrate stamp set for free. So you can get note cards, get some inks, and the shimmer gems, and you are good to go. All right, we are moving on to our next product. Oh, sorry. That was the Day to Celebrate. Got the little party hat / megaphone. Okay, next up, I believe we have the Toadstool Gardens. Now, this has been very popular. And what do you get? What's the pairing? Well, it's pretty obvious because in the mini catalog, we have the Terrific Toadstools bundle. It's a stamp set and punch. The other day, I was like, where are the dies for, you know, I was looking through my dies, like, where are the dies for the mushrooms? Where are the dies for the mushrooms? And then I was like, oh my gosh, it is just a punch. And then a few days later, one of my friends was like, did you take my dies for the Terrific Toadstools? I can't find my dies. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's a punch. And I was just thinking the same thing a few days ago. So it's just kind of funny. So anyhow, here is your purchase, your bundle, and you can get the Toadstool Designer Series paper for free. I've kind of cut mine all up, so it's a bit of a mess right here. So cute, and I do have to laugh. I am not the only one that feels like this is a troll. One of those trolls, you know, from the 70s. From afar, it looks like a troll. It's not a troll. It's a little mushroom with a little ladybug and, I don't know, maybe another mushroom behind it. So it's just kind of funny. So these are such cute papers to go with the toadstools. I don't think I have all of them. Okay, but if you don't like the toadstools, there's great papers on the back. There we go. So we got some stripes. This one's cute because it's got the mushroom looking, but it also looks like wood if you're not into the toadstools and the mushrooms. So it's a great product, even if you don't like the mushrooms, because you can use the B side that has some great patterns. And I just love the bright colors. So I do have some samples for this one. Quite a few, actually. So this one I cased the catalog. I used this one that was featured in the catalog, and you can get the recipes, the sample recipes for the projects featured in the catalogs. I will put the link to the recipe in the description in the video here. But you know, you can use what you have. If you don't have everything, swap things out. This had a circle. I used the nested essentials and made it a rectangle. And I just kind of did a different card. This was a card idea layout that I did at Vacation Stamping School a couple years ago. There's a group of demonstrators in Central Illinois. I think most of them are from there. And they put on this great event, and that was one of the card ideas. And I love it because you use a good sized piece of the designer series paper, but you get to see so much of it. You know, sometimes we don't want to use it. We hoard it because, you know, it's beautiful. So anyhow, that's how I made this card. You are magical with some Melon Mambo and Poppy Parade. Now the stems here, what we did was I stamped them on the espresso and then I cut them out, and then you do that twice and then you can cut them and extend them. So you can make these stems as long as you need them to be. Okay. I wanted to make a little storybook card because I just thought with the trolls and the toadstools, it reminded me of a little story. I used this little frame from I had it out here. It is from the annual catalog, and it is a set of dies, Unbounded Beauty, I believe. Let me just grab it because I can't find the actual ones. Here we go. Unbounded Beauty has these beautiful dies. So I don't even have the floral stamp set. I do have the words actually en Espanol because they do come in Spanish as well. And these are just great frames. So that's where my little frame came from. Again, pairing, if you don't like the toadstools, you can just get some of those dies, and they even have some leaves to go with it. And I just fussy cut these images out of there. This behind it actually came from the Seaside dies, the ones with the sand dollars, because I didn't have a circle big enough. So use what you have. All right. I love the little bookbinding card. Here is one that we made in our shoebox. My friend Kristen brought this for us, popping up to say hi. And then here's another one that I created with the Spotlight on Nature dies. And for this one, I stamped the stem on the back side of the paper and then cut it out so that I could get the mushroom type. So that's what you can do, is you stamp on the back side and cut out, and then that's how you get it to kind of lean the way that you want it to. This card was part of my 4 for $40, so if you purchase $40, you get 4 card ideas for free, and this was one of the cards for January. All right, more information about that is on my blog and on my Facebook page. All right, and then here we have the Pick a Season. This was Beth's card, from Beth Rush's card from our shoebox swap. It also uses the ribbon. This is also a possibility, the Fresh Freesia seam binding. It is so soft and lays flat, so will actually mail very nicely. And I do love this Pick a Season. I don't have this, so I didn't get to stamp another sample, but there's a great sample right here. You can always look online. This uses the Toadstool Gardens Designer Series paper as well. Okay, did I miss this? Gems. Nope, not yet. They're coming. They're coming. All right. Next up, we have the Dance With Me. This is the stamp set. I did not get a chance to make something with it. It is photopolymer. So you can get some blends and you can color these little couples in. They're so cute. And I do love the technique that they highlighted in the brochure here to make a little spotlight. You use our masking paper and the blending brush and you get the little spotlight. So I really do love these samples. I just didn't get a chance to make those yet. So stay tuned. I'll show some samples in the next 8 weeks, 7 weeks. Okay, next up we have purple adhesive back sequins. Now, adhesive back sequins are my favorite go-to embellishment. I love them. They're flat, they're easy to use, they mail, they're not heavy. I love them. We have some available in the annual catalog. There's neutrals, there's some that have like iridescent, and I think it's peacock, pretty peacock and berry burst. I think they're right here, hold on. Yeah, so these are ones that we have in the main catalog, the annual catalog, but I love these purple ones. I use them on this card. This is a cute Valentine's Day card. This uses the Hugs for Love. This is a bundle, another punch bundle, and of course I can't find my punch. I don't know where I put it. And there is a coordinating punch. I probably have it in my drawer because I think we are going to use it. Yep, there we go. So Hugs for Love has this great bundle stamp set and punch that goes with it, and I added the Fresh Freesia sequins here. So there's also this coordinating stamp set that goes with this punch that's in the mini catalog. We're going to use this for our next make and take. If you are stamping along with me, you got some other items to make your card, but we'll be using that in just a minute. The Bloom Impressions is our next item, and that's what we're going to use for our make and take with the sequence as well. So it's great patterns. The back sides are kind of subtle, and the front sides, the side A sides, are bright. I love this card with a rainbow card. I kind of based this on a card from, oh my gosh, I think it's 2014. It was one of my first cards on my blog using the rainbow, different kinds of colors of the designer series paper. And again, you see the sequence here, adhesive back sequence. And this is, I think Azure Afternoon on the back of that balmy blue paper. So this one, bright one, I didn't want too much of it because it was so bright. And I just love this little label. So cute. All right, so if you are stamping along with me, you should have, and of course, you know, there it is. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's set that aside. You should have your items that you need. It was in an envelope. We have a Berry Burst card base. We have a piece of Blackberry Bliss, which is 3.5 by 4 1/4. And then we have a piece of the Bloom Impressions Designer Series paper. It's cut to 3 1/4 by 4, but we're going to chop it up. And then we have one of these labels. And since wasn't sure if you had stamps at home, I gave you an greeting from this ephemera pack. They're all words. They're in the mini catalog. Let me show you. They're at the front. If you haven't gotten your mini catalog from me, just contact me and I'll send one your way. On page 13 is where you're going to find the ephemera, the mix and match. Page 12 is also a favorite page of mine because we have our templates. We have tag templates and card templates. You may notice that this template right here, that's what I based this card on. So it's very hard to come up with ideas on your own. You need to be inspired. That's one reason I love these templates. Okay. All right, so you probably need your cutter, or you could just use scissors, or you can just put that piece of designer series paper just like that if you'd like to adhere that together. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them into 3 pieces. And this is, it's not going to be totally even, but that is okay. I'm okay with that. I did the best I could. So I cut it into 3 different strips. I got 2 that are 1 1/4 inches long, and then the middle one is just a little bit different. And we're going to do a little crooked on purpose because it was easier to do that rather than just try to figure out how to get the right sizing like this. All right. And we're going to go like that. And it's okay if it's off the edge because I just kind of like the messy look. I'm going to fold my card base, use my bone folder. I'm going to use some dimensionals on my, well, let's see. Oh, you know, I wanted to stamp. That's why I brought my Berry Burst here. And we're going to use just this cute little, I don't know, vine and flower. Let me grab a block real quick because it's just so pretty. We're going to add that at the top and at the bottom. So cute. I love this bright border set. I think this is a great pairing to go with your Bloom Impressions designer series paper. I could put some ribbon or something, but you know what? We're just going to make a quick card here. I'm just going to put that down. Maybe I want to go like this. No. I'm okay like that. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive in the middle of my greeting and put sending hugs and then dimensionals on the back of my label. Very quick card. Okay. Cute, right? I could add some ribbon if I wanted to. I think I had some iridescent ribbon, or we got this. This is new. It's just white ribbon. It's part of the Mixed Media Suite, which is an online. Yep, I think I'm going to just add a little bit. I'm going to shimmy some down. Do you think it needs the ribbon? I can pull this up. I'm going to add a little adhesive right there to put my ribbon. There we go. Yeah, I like it with the ribbon. What do you think? I think it adds just a little bit. So you could always just stamp a sentiment on that label, but we use the ephemera pack. Okay, we do have another quick make and take using another ephemera pack. And I think, yes, I have mine all together here, already ready to go. So I have the note cards, and this is the Celebrate Love Mix and Match Ephemera Pack. So it's great for Valentine's. Now, if you got a party pack, yes, you're welcome. I tied the bow for you. This is the Fresh Freesia Sale-a-Bration item. These are Fresh Freesia adhesive back sequins that are also a Sale-a-Bration item, but these things are from our ephemera pack. I just have a note card right here. These note cards are going to work great with the ephemera pack. And I am just going to, I did have a little sample, but I don't have it nearby, so I'm just going to wing it. I'm going to put a little adhesive. See, I needed to use my silicone mat here. So I wouldn't get, I'm going to put this down so I wouldn't get adhesive all over my placemat here. This guy is going to go down next. And then this whole thing, there's 2 pieces here, so I could separate it. And I think I'm going to use a liquid glue for this. I'm going to put a couple dots right on the flowers there. I think there's actually like 3 pieces here. You could pull it apart and make some frames, but you know what? I'm going to use the whole thing. Well, you know what? Well, I guess I could color it. Well, I'll color it after I put it on here because I didn't really plan very well. And then this is going to get popped up. I think I had it going this way. I can't even remember now. And then a glue dot for my ribbon. You could use the liquid glue. It's hit or miss for me. Sometimes it dries right away and I'm good. Other times it just takes forever and then I get it all messed up. Okay. So there we go. And happy Valentine's Day. I'm going to pop those up with dimensionals. So very quick Valentines that you can make. I could probably grab my blend, which I think I will. And I think I had this down here. I can't even remember now. Oh my goodness. Let's get my blend first and then I'm going to grab a pretty pink blend. Or Bubble Bath because that's the one I have nearby. And I'm actually just going to color this part because I think it needs something. Ideally, you do that before you put it on your card, but you know, this is kind of sometimes how I roll. And you'll get the idea. Okay. So the blends are, let's take this guy off because he's not totally stuck down. You could use just a marker if you have one of our Stampin' Write markers to color this in, colored pencils. So that's one great thing when we have things just in white, you can add color to it in some way. Ink and a blending brush, ink and a dauber, markers, blends, all that kind of stuff. Okay, back to what we were doing. This was here. Our sentiment is going to be up here. Then you can't see the heart. Oh my goodness. Can't read it down there. That's okay. We're going to put it here. And then we'll use our sequence. This is just kind of winging it. Actually, I think I'm going to, oh, got it all. There we go. So there is your little bonus project of a Valentine that using our ephemera pack. Again, a pairing to get the ribbon would be note cards and the ephemera pack and some ink and other supplies that you need that are your basic supplies. Okay, so moving on. I still don't have the chat. I'm really sorry. Maybe no one's talking, but I'll look back again. Okay, next up, we have our level 2. So that was all of our level 1s. Now we're going to level 2. This is a great deal because you have a bundle. You have a stamp set and dies. So that is a super deal because usually our bundles are like $35 or more, up to like $49. So great thing here to get as your reward, your Sale-a-Bration reward. Excuse me, I'm going to take a sip of water. Okay, I have a sample again from our shoebox. This was my dear friend Donna Melcher's design. She used the embossing folder, that Starstruck embossing folder, and the bundle here. And I am going to make the card that is right here with some edits because I didn't have everything. And I got it right up here, all set to go. Moving it down. I got some ink pads. I got everything pre-cut. I'm swapping out some colors just because this one uses the Moody Mauve, but I wanted to use Petunia Pop. I am using the Old Olive card base. And again, I followed the recipe. I could not find my designer series paper, and that is just our plain designer series paper from the annual catalog in Old Olive. So I'm actually going to use this piece, which is from, I don't know if it's available anymore. It's the Zinnia paper. So again, use what you have. I could put it this way too, but I'm going to just use the stripes. Okay, so I got my card, and I wanted to make kind of a different fold. So this is scored at 5.5. This is cut at 4 1/4. This is going right down the middle. I cut this piece, just kind of eyeballed it, and you know, when you need to banner things, you just kind of mark a midpoint and then go from one corner to the other. It's not perfect, that's okay. I am going to stamp. Did I put the stamp? No, I did not put the stamp on the... I have, see, brand new. Brand new. So I'm doing a little bit different than the sample because I think they just used a blending brush or something to get that color around the vine. But I am going to use soft seafoam because it's just a great soft color. And I'm going to stamp that. Stamp it on my scrap paper first. Oh, see, it inked up really nice. And then I'm going to put that here. Good enough. Good enough. Close this up. I'm going to put this down just with adhesive onto our card. And now I'm going to layer everything up. I have these already die cut. So you'll see that there's just very subtle back there. I think I could have used the adhesive sheet, but I think I'm just going to use my liquid glue here. Got some toadstool caps coming. Okay, how are we doing on time? 10:55. Well, my goal was to be done by 11:15 at the latest, and we are on our last two Sale-Bration reward items, so I think we'll be okay. I'll work quickly here. All right, so I'm gonna layer this guy up. So pretty. Now the liquid glue does dry fairly quickly, but just be careful. If you don't put enough on, like I probably didn't put enough on, it's gonna wanna pop up, but that's okay. I cut the leaf, oops, sorry. I cut the leaves out of wild wheat. Oh my gosh, let's just dump all these out. A little bit easier. You know, wild wheat is kind of a weird color. It you know, changes color kind of based on what it's with. And sometimes it looks like gold. I mean, it's obviously not shiny, but if you don't have like gold foil, it's kind of a good stand-in. I am just kind of, see, there you go. Didn't hold it down long enough. I think this will go, you could kind of shimmy these in after you put your flowers on, which I may do with some other ones here. So I'm gonna pop some of these up. This one's gonna go here. I'm gonna shimmy this under that flower. I might move him. And you know, I'm gonna grab my glue dots because sometimes when there's so many layers here, the glue doesn't want to stick. So I'm actually going to use glue on the first one. I'm going to use a glue dot on the second one. And I'm going to use a mini dimensional on the last one. There we go, just like that. And I guess there were only 3 leaves there, but I just kept cutting out leaves because I needed 3 flowers. So I tend to do that when I'm die cutting. If you're die cutting something, then just keep die cutting. This die has a label, but I think I'm just going to use, I want to make a thank you card. I'm just going to use my little strip of paper. I got my Petunia Pop since I switched out the colors. So instead of the Moody Mauve, I'm using Petunia Pop. And I have a pretty narrow piece, I think, over here. That'll work well. Thank you. There we go. A little crooked, but that's okay. Totally fine in my book. And maybe I'll cut that crooked on purpose. And I will use another little mini dimensional or 2 on my thank you. Again, this is called Casing the Catalog, where you copy and selectively edit. Oopsie, I want to trim a little bit more of that. It's a little too much. There we go. I think I'll put it over the... So it's just a little different. Now the pearls that they used are the Bloomin' pearls. Again, these are from a mini catalog. I think former September through December. And we're going to use the... I don't know what pink that is, but it doesn't really matter. So we're going to use the little... I use my U-pick tool here. This will get them off a little bit easier. And put them in the middle of my flowers. So cute. Okay, what do you think? Do you like the Petunia Pop with the old olive versus the Moody Mauve? The Moody Mauve's just a little subtle. I wanted something brighter. Oh, this thing is just a little too big still. Good thing I didn't push it all the way down. And I think I'm going to go straight. And I think I'm going to trim it a little bit more. I think I stamped crooked. That's okay. All right. And maybe I'll put it up there. Yeah, I like it like that. Okay, so that is our heart-shaped. These 2 samples. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So many things you can do with that one. And then our last one is the Corner in Bloom. Let me just kind of move some things around here because we're going to stamp again. And basically stamping because I didn't get a chance to make the sample. So you're going to see me make the sample. I love these samples here. I love how you can stamp this on crumb cake cardstock or any dark cardstock. And then you use our watercolor pencils to color that in. And you don't even have to use the water or apply the water to make that. But we're going to make this card. Again, I got the recipe for it. I got the recipe for this one too. And so that's where I figured out the colors that I needed. So it is a petal pink card base. First of all, let me show you the Corner in Bloom. The brochure doesn't do it justice because they're so big. The stamps are so big. Great for scrapbooking, but also great for card making. Okay. So the images are 80% on the front of the stamp case. So you can kind of see that they're really this big. So great to get a lot of texture on your project quickly. I found the Unbound Beauty Ties because I was using this on this card too. Okay. So I have Old Olive here. I got my pieces. This is our card base. This is the piece that has the daisies. And then I cut the frame and, I don't know, the label, if you will. I already stamped your In My Heart and Prayers. that comes from So Sincere from the annual catalog. Ooh, that's another $1 Million Seller. I don't remember whose this is. I love using the $1 Million Seller stamp sets because I'm just in awe of any demonstrator that sells $1 million or more. And I love how they get a hand in creating a stamp set. Anyhow, I'll have to find out, look in the catalog to see whose this is. But it's great sentiments. So this is a great pairing with the Corner in Bloom because you don't have any sentiments that go with it. So that's that. I'm going to use the Old Olive ink with the daisies. I would have thought they used a, you know, the black or a different color, but because I was able to see the recipe, let's see here, yep. So it's made to stamp in the corners. I guessed on the measurements. We'll see how good I did. Oh, I think I did pretty good. So we did stamp in Old Olive. And then we're going to color with some blends. So I'm going to set this aside right now just to let it dry a little bit. Usually when you use blends, you use our Tuxedo Black ink so the ink doesn't bleed. But we're going to kind of be very careful when we go over that. You can still use that without the black ink pad. Okay, so this frame, again, I saw on the sample recipe, the artist made a note that she colored the frame with the blend. So this die actually cuts out these two pieces at once. So you got the frame right here and then the label, and it cuts both out at the same time. So I colored it like that. The sample had paper from it's the Friends of the Ocean paper, and I don't have that. So again, I just used our designer series paper from the annual catalog in Calypso Coral. And then it's so subtle right here, I can't even tell what stamp they use, so I'm guessing. I'm doing some tone on tone. So this is another one stamped from the Corner in Bloom. Yep, Corner in Bloom. So it's one of our background stamps blocks. Okay, 11:05. I got 10 minutes. I can do it. And I'm just going to ink this up. And what I did was I started at the top, and I'm going to stamp it like that. And again, it's just a little tone on tone. So if I weren't stamping on camera, I probably could get a better impression. Or I need that's what I did. My little foam. Put your foam piece under. Oh, much better. I figured this was an easy way to line it up, just to kind of stamp the corner, and then I can go back and stamp this way. So that's what I'm doing. Let's make sure I get enough ink there. And again, this is just to add a little tone on tone, kind of make your own designer series paper. Maybe I'll go like this to kind of fix that. Yeah. Okay, where to put this big block while I finish up here? Excuse my reach. Yes, I am still in my pajamas. Remember how I said I had things tumble down? Yep, got to stay in my pajamas. And always stamping in my slippers, so. Okay, so this is the tone on tone. This is our card base. This is this piece right here. I got the frame and the label. And we're going to color. So I was able to see what colors they used, and we have Petal Pink. We're going to use that for the daisies. This is not Petal Pink. Hold on. Where'd they go? There we go. It was one of my neutrals. That's so funny. This is dark petal pink. I think I'm going to use the bullet tip. Oh yeah, much better. Much better there. I'll try to go quick. That one's getting covered, so I don't need that one. We'll do this one. You know, it's not going to be the best coloring job because we don't want to take 20 minutes on camera here. I think that one's yellow. We'll go down here. And notice that my old olive really isn't bleeding, which is great. I do love how the blends have a bullet tip and a brush tip, just like our markers. I do love how this was stamped in the old olive, so you don't have as much coloring to do. I'm going to use the old olive, good, I got a good one, light to color the leaves. I might be a little messy, but that's okay. Remember, handmade. I did have 2 cups of coffee this morning, so I might be a little shaky. But I do love coloring with blends. It is definitely my go-to these days. We'll color that. Let's grab our yellow Daffodil Delight. I think that's kind of dark. I'm going to use the light daffodil. Yeah, much better. Oh, they remind me of, this reminds me of clovers. That little one reminds me of clovers. All right, I'm trying to go as quick as I can so you get the idea. That was probably pink, but that's okay. Love this. I wasn't sold on this stamp set, but when you see it in person and see how big it is, I'm like, I love it. Let me grab the light green again. I missed a leaf, or leaf, I should say. Oh, let me grab the pink. That was really messy. That's okay. And then I have my baker's twine. Love baker's twine. Okay, so it looks like we got wrapped around here. So I'm going to leave a little excess off and wrap it around. I could tie and then cut, but I'm going to cut and then tie. And I'm going to make my tails perpendicular. This is how you get a nice bow. Move over here all the way to the side. One loop from the bottom. Take the one from the top, up and over. Easier said than done. And you know, sometimes you just need to make it bigger so you can get that through and then kind of play around with it to make the bows, the loops as big as you'd like. Okay. All right. You know, on camera, they don't always end up the way you want them to end up, but that's okay. All right, so I have this. I'm going to pop it up with dimensionals onto our tone on tone there. Okay, I'm going to put it towards the top. Got this. I have my little piece of Designer Series paper. I guess I'm going to shimmy this down a little bit. Put the paper down. I'm going to, I don't know how I'm going to get this on. I think I'm going to glue this to the label. So I put a little bit of glue right here and a little bit of glue right there. and a little bit of glue right here, and we should be able to kind of offset our label. We'll have to put a sparkle or something there. Okay, and then flip that over for some dimensionals. There they are. Oh, see, I stamped. That was my mistake stamping. Put some dimensionals. Every piece of paper has two sides. Put this over the bow. Or you could just make it, you know, I guess I should have stamped on an angle because now, okay, people. We're going like this because I stamped straight. All right, and then, oh, let me grab the new pretty pink, petal pink and peacock foiled gems. I don't know where those are, but I think maybe we'll just use some. Nope, I don't have enough of those. Hold that thought, one last thing. Oh, here's another sample. That one was from Judith. Here we go. These are new. I believe these low profile dots are an online exclusive, but I'm going to use the pink here. And we're going to grab my scissors because I misplaced my U-Pick tool. And we're going to put a big one up there. And I think a big one goes right here. There we go. Super cute. You've been on my mind. I don't remember what that stamp set is from. I think it's another blue one. Okay, and then the last thing we have is our join bonus. So if you get a starter kit, which is always such a great deal, for $99, you get to choose $125 worth of products. But during Sale-a-Bration, you have two options. Option one, you can get 2 marker sets, which, oh my gosh, I love our markers. They're amazing. I'm going to do this at my Lunch and Learn on Tuesday since I didn't get a card made with this. But for the bonus, an additional $91 value, 2 sets of markers and this exclusive stamp set. Or if you don't like markers or the stamp set, you can get an additional $30. If you're interested in joining my team, the Ink Crowd, and want to know more, please contact me. We actually have our Monday meetup on Monday, so you can always kind of jump in there with us to see what it's all about. And the last thing I want to mention before we leave is my next class, in-person class, is my Galentine Stamp Camp. And that is Saturday, January 25th. It's in Wakanda, Illinois. So if you're in the northwest suburbs of Chicagoland, we're nearby in Wakanda. And for your $25 fee, we're going to make 5 projects. We're going to use the With You in Mind. Darling Dinos. This is another $1 million sales achiever. I think it's Diana Gibbs. And this is just super cute. And then the other, where'd it go? The bundle that I made the Valentine card with. Oh my goodness. I think it's over here. Not that one. Not that one. This one. But we're going to have fun, and you can come early for lunch. We'll have a pizza lunch at 11:30. Would love to stamp with you. And you can find me online at Simply She Stamps. Shop at jmazur.stampinup.net, and the January host code is TYVTGQR7. I use the host code to get supplies for my Craft for a Cause events. My next Crafting for a Cause event is Valentine's for Vets, at Grant Township on February 1st. Again, that information is available on my calendar, on my website, and also an event on my page here. So thanks for joining me today. I hope you were inspired, and I hope I figured out some Sale-a-Bration pairings for you so you can order some supplies and get something for free. As always, feel free to reach out to me with any questions. And like I said before, I hope to stamp with you soon. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.